And then that goose last night, and it was so weird. It was crazy. I was lying on the couch after my client because I was just tired, and I was sending my text messages and stuff. And then because I was lying down, right? So I'm not sitting up and looking out. But up and by the roof here in this vicinity, I saw these giant flapping wings. And so I sat up and then I saw this neck and there's a creature on the lawn. So we both go out there, it's honking really loudly, and then I hear him come out and he said, I've never seen one here on the lawn before.
You are?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I actually figured all the messages are tied up together. And I also think that, because my grandmother loved birds, so I think, and the meaning of the goose is like abundance, but it's also when a single goose comes, it's like, give yourself the self-love. It's time for you to be. That's interesting. So that was a really interesting messenger.
You're holding a snake.
Like a big snake?
Yeah.
Peace. Mm-hmm. We need some peace around here with all the chaos. Peace and love. Yeah, we do.
So that's quite good. Try another hand position. How would one hold a snake? Think Robert Irwin.
Say, crikey. Crikey, mate.
How's Robert Irwin holding a snake around his neck?
Yeah.
You say, crikey.
Crikey.
I reckon one of those would be good. Okay, cool. I like that.
But you're not doing that one.
No, I'm not using that photo, obviously. Okay, I will go and get Zemina.
Pixelies, Loxelies. Oh! You knocked it with your butt. Should I? Yep. I didn't even feel it. It's because there's too much cushion for the pusher.
Action. Okay, let me just double check.
Welcome to the Beacon by Soul33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning, everybody. It is the 1st of December. The 1st of December. Can you even believe that? And I'm looking forward to this week, but I'm also in the space of just wanting to slow life down. And this is why, weeks ago we were talking about being present, and the Monday mantras have all been about just being slow and letting life be the messenger. And so as we do our recap, don't forget to get your journals out if you are not driving, and allow yourself to really hear the words and feel it in your body. Monday mantras are not about just skipping to the Monday mantra. It's really finishing one chapter, moving on to the next, which people fail to do, and then they wonder why things are repeating over and over again. Now, if you're listening to this on the Beacon app, on YouTube, on Spotify, don't forget to do all the things, liking, tagging, subscribing, sharing. It really just helps to get the word out there that these soul progression lessons exist. Oh, well, last week we had a lot going on here, and you might hear some chaos in the background because we've got roofers here at the moment, and sometimes, you just got to get on with life. So that's just what's going to happen today in the Monday Mantra, potentially. But as we do last week's recap, I want you to really tune into what is going on for you, because remember, we all got different life experiences. We all experience, different ups and downs, but there's always an underlying lesson on a soul level. And last week's Monday mantra was, when I slow down enough to listen, life becomes my messenger, revealing that what returns, what shifts, and what awakens within me is all part of my divine alignment. Now, at the beginning of this Monday mantra, you would have seen I had an incredible divine messenger. And it was while I'd finished a client. I was tired. I was lying down on the couch and I couldn't see out the window because the couch is blocking the window, my view of the window. And I through the corner of my eye, up in the sky, I see huge wings, like huge wings, birds' wings. And I was thinking, God, was that like some psychic phenomenon or something going on? But then I heard loud honking. And so I sat up, and there was a goose, a Canadian goose in our garden. And I've lived here a long time. It's probably, I don't know, a decade I've lived here. And my neighbor has been here his whole life. And we were all out on the lawn looking at this giant goose. And I was thinking, wow, in the moment where I'd slowed down completely, this messenger came. And my neighbor said, I've never seen one just land here before. You know, we see all kinds of things in this area because we're by the ocean, but we've never seen a goose. And especially the way it summoned me out, it was honking. And then when I was looking up the meaning of the Canadian goose, we do have them in New Zealand, but just not here. I've never seen one here before, like where I live. And so it was just an odd place for it to land. Now, the first thing I said was, I think this is a message from my grandmother, because my grandmother shows up with large birds. Because there was such an interesting story I didn't tell you. My mum, a day before her birthday in September, these huge macaws, those big giant parrots, landed in her property. And she's like, oh my God, she said to her, Mum, is this you? And I felt that because this was a huge bird. And I actually felt so much better because I was really agitated after my client just because of the energy that I was processing. And when I went out and I sat with this bird, I was like, oh, I feel so much better. It was comforting. But the meaning of the goose, and because it doesn't matter whether you saw one or not, you're seeing one on my Monday mantra or on our Monday mantra, it's about abundance, but abundance through loving yourself, having the energy come back to you. So I love that for all of us. And as we recap last week's Monday mantra, a new chapter is being paved for us. Big changes have been long anticipated, and this week that we've had brings visible progress as something makes its way back into your life. Do you know this happened? This came up for me in such a profound way, where I had something come up from someone that didn't know I existed, but I had involvement with them 5 years ago or something, and they wanted to speak to me again about something else. And it was just so interesting because I was like, wow, this is something that's returning back into my life. And as I was seeing clients and I was opening up the time capsules for them, because that was the energy of last week and still is as we go into this week, because as you know, Monday mantras are like a chapter of a book or chapters of a book where we open one, we revise it, we go back, and it's like something that was lost is coming back. Maybe tangible, something, someone that you thought was lost. There was a lot of secrets and mysterious things coming up with clients last week, and I found that really fascinating when we were opening up the time capsule. It also could be a return of your independence. So you might be finding that, if you are experiencing things where you feel controlled or that people are judging you, where they're kind of trying to fit you in a box, there may be experiences coming up like this where you're going, actually, I want to be independent of that. I don't want to be in the box. I do not want to be trapped anymore. Even if something ended badly in the past, there is a powerful return to sender energy moving through your field now. And this is the karmic repercussions also. I'm seeing things that I'm going, wow, this is karma coming back for the good things, for the things that maybe I didn't do in my integrity in all ways with clients and just in general in the collective. What is meant for you is finding its way home. Really important message as we're getting to the end of the year and starting a new year. We want to have that faith that there is more for us, regardless of where we are in our lives. We spoke about the grand opening recently, or the ceremonial threshold, and that energy is still present for us because we're coming into the month of ceremonies where a lot of people are going to be celebrating Christmas. I think in the States we've just had Thanksgiving. And there's a sense of stepping into a higher level of learning, maturity, and spiritual education. Beautiful changes are unfolding. Worthiness has been a major component of this week. The feeling of worthiness, of greatness. I'm being a bit distracted because I've got a roofer outside on the lawn. And I just wanted to tell you, his t-shirt says, from above and beyond. Is that what it says? Above and beyond. And I was just thinking, from above, so below, even though that's not what it says. I just caught the eye of me as he was walking in. So you are the star now, above. And life is returning you to center stage. And I loved it because Louise Hay, obviously she's passed on now, and her incredible work, obviously whoever is still putting up stories and Instagram and social posts on her Facebook page, she talked about last week that you are the star now. And I was thinking, that was a few days after we released the Monday mantra. So you are the star now, and life is returning you to center stage. Even if the path has involved pain, it's coming up to show you that actually we've been listening, we've been watching, and your strength and boundaries have been really essential and continue to do so. They have been, your strength and boundaries, the shield that protects the person that you have become and that are becoming. You have changed deeply, and with that, your perspective of your life and the world is shifting too. This is something we really need to remember. I work on soul progression, and sometimes people will ask me things about the world. And this is what Spirit always tells me. The way you are in your world is how the world is going to respond to you. And so those who are worried about leadership and government and all of that, which as we should be, but the more that you do your work, the more that you are your truth, the more that you make it about what you're wanting and living in that integrity, that's when the rest of the world begins to shift as well. So, have you been asking yourself, what is my perspective now? Where are you feeling restricted? Is yet restriction actually coming in to liberate you? We're going to talk about that when we get to this week's Monday mantra. Spirit, it's funny, when I tuned into this week's Monday mantra, this message was similar. It's like encouraging the enjoyments of music, laughter, moments of lightness, collaboration with another may reveal new pieces of the puzzle and help things fall into place. And so I've been listening. I'm still in the Lenny Kravitz craze because I've obviously just seen him, but listening to music, shifting the energy out and staying focused on the present moment, because when we listen to music, sure, it can be nostalgic, but you're really stuck in the beat of it or in the melancholy of it. And, being in that present moment is what you can do now by being here and now. Like Lucy and I were saying, we want time to slow down. I'm not in this place of anticipation that, I need the next few months to go by, or I need to get to this trip or this adventure. Being here and now. I spoke to my mum the other day to tell her about the goose, and she said to me, just be happy, Gaia. She said, everything goes so fast. Just whatever you're doing, just be happy about it. So live your beliefs through your choices and let the path unfold from that grounded place. Mercury retrograde has finally come to an end. So there should be more clarity for all of us, because things have been confusing, foggy almost, not necessarily foggy in the brain, but just this fog around us. And that energy of the messenger. So who was the messenger for you? I had my goose, I had my situation of the meetup that I had. The message, what was being relayed to you when you investigate further and you're asking what things are for, and the return to what matters, which is your independence, you not being controlled, you being able to carry yourself in the way that you want. The divine messenger, a person, a sign, an event that brings you back into alignment with what really matters the most. It may arrive through symbols such as a birth, a passing, a letter, or an unexpected encounter that shifts your perspective, which I had a few of last week. This is not a coincidence, but a higher orchestration reminding you of your soul's priorities and purpose. So as I'm recapping this, think about the little things that have happened last week, all the big things that hold this message that Spirit is asking me to pass on to you. The energy has been calling for discipline, respect, and awareness. You are being asked to consciously set up your foundations, decisions, and structures so that they align with your highest truth. The timelines are fluid at the moment. There's going to be layers of confirmation or deja vu, as if Spirit is showing you exactly where you need to be right now. Experiencing grace, the vibration of beauty, compassion, and divine artistry, allowing grace to move through you, but not to control. But through receptivity and kindness, you can move. So this energy is about gentleness, about softening. But you would think discipline isn't usually gentle and soft, but maybe it's now getting into the discipline of moving through life with that gentleness and softness and grace, because that's how the heart expands. And that rider of change, where the rider of the horse that we're going into, the year of the horse that we're going into next year, we're already in that energy, even though Chinese New Year is not till February. But the motion, the cycles, the messages, the energy brings new opportunities or news that initiate the new chapter. So what news have you received? What opportunities have come your way? Be open to the symbolic nature of messages. Sometimes what seems ordinary carries profound meaning. Ethical leadership. This is what I was talking about before. Lead yourself in truth in your own life, and you won't be so suspicious of malicious behavior around you. Mental clarity and fair judgment. You are being called to act with integrity and structure, applying wisdom rather than impulse. Discipline becomes meaningful when it's aligned with purpose. We are a reminder that respect for time, for process, and for self creates stability and authority in your spiritual and material world. Remembering across time, your ability to shift time is really starting to play a part in your life, because there are not just timelines here, past, present, parallel realities all working to help us, but also to show us what is true, what is resurfacing in terms of your old connections. Unlocking the divine. We are walking towards that temple of truth and using our voice and wisdom as instruments of light. Telling the truth is so important. Birth, attachment, and release. As the new beginning is unfolding, it asks that you release attachments to old outcomes and control. And you may be feeling nostalgic or uncertain because, this time of year can bring up a lot of uncertainty for people, because it's that time of year where everyone's kind of rethinking things. Sure, everyone's in a hurry, but we don't need to be a part of that chaos. We can slow down. The education that we've received this week are secrets revealed, indicates hidden truths or spiritual downloads of awareness coming through to activate the heart, to be grounded in confidence, to have these new beginnings, to act with courage of telling the truth. Even if something amazing is being offered to you, do you really want it? What happens when you express the truth to that? Betrayal and healing, old wounds coming up as usual. They do come up, especially when good things can happen, because we try and sabotage things. But it's the weight of the illusion that is asking for us to forgive, not as surrender, but just in our own sovereignty. It's time to let this go. It's very important going into this week, because we start this week, start the month of December with a full moon. Be still when needed. Remember, we are still in an initiation process. And act when guided. And remember, the true message of this week may be your own higher self whispering, you are ready. So what are you ready for? Spiritual growth confirms, arrives as a confirmation that everything unfolding this week, every message, every shift, or every revelation is a part of your soul's higher evolution. This is not a moment of random movement. So things that are happening that can seem a bit shocking or jarring, or like, I can't believe this is happening, I never thought this would happen, but it's about your conscious ascension to see how far you've actually come and how old patterns no longer define you. Spirit is reminding us that true growth is often quiet but internal before it's seen outwardly. So if you're not seeing that growth that you're wanting, things are still being synchronized to help you, because it's like footprints in the sand. Your actions leave a legacy of light. Walk with grace, integrity, and an open heart. And, I've been watching this show on Netflix called The Big C. And I didn't know what it was about, but I just clicked on it because, sometimes you just want something to watch. And it was so fascinating, because the episode that I was up to, when I pressed play, I put this on my social media and my stories, the guy in it says, I'm only coming to Dad's house because I want to open my time capsule. And, last week's message is about that. And even your action for last week is write a version of a time capsule for you, a message across timelines. So it was pretty incredible that something so small like that came up as a spirit's like, it's time for you to watch this episode now. As we move through the week, we received the soul progression card, which is very apt for the energy. And the message was, when we slow down and pause and pay attention, everything we need to see, I'm hearing, Spirit's got our back. Everything we need to see or understand is revealed, sometimes subtly, sometimes with striking clarity. The messenger, the message, and the return to what matters. So what matters to you the most is the divine messenger could be you. It could be your higher self. Your oversoul is guiding you back into alignment with your deepest truth. You are becoming more attuned to what you want, who you wish to connect with, and who or what no longer serves your journey. I've been having crazy dreams about people that I no longer wish to have any connection with, but yet they're coming up in my unconscious and my subconscious because I'm going, I don't want to connect with you anymore, but they might be feeling that, we want you to connect with us. This is where you need to choose. The energy of number 23, discipline, respect, number 23 of the card, awareness, consciously aligning your foundations, decisions, and daily structures, mindful attention to timing. Timelines may feel fluid at the moment. You may notice layers of the deja vu coming in. And so this card came up as Spirit is guiding us to reconnect with our core priorities. Maybe it's rest right now. Maybe it's just recalibrating, getting yourself together, trusting the process and integrating lessons with clarity. Slow down, observe, take moments of stillness to notice the message around you, pay attention to the deja vu, to the synchronicities, and ensure your decisions, routines, and intentions resonate with your higher truth. I think it's so important because the way we are operating in life is really starting to show us through the experiences that we are having. And so what may be returning to you in the extended meaning of the Monday mantra may not be what you expected. It may arrive as peace. It may be something you once lost. It may be power you left with someone or somewhere long ago. It may be the gift of fully being in the present. It may be the grace of slowing down and enough to feel how good life can be. It may be the return of your cultural roots. It may even be the quiet, gentle simplicity that slows time and brings you back to the strength of yourself. The messenger, the message, and the return to what matters. At times, I know it's really hard to be disciplined to slow down enough to listen because we want to do, we want to act, and that Sagittarius energy is a bit like that, but there's a way to do it this month. Especially in a world full of noise and distraction, what have you been turning to for escape? What has been pulling your attention away from your heart? The messenger is in the path you have been initiated for. Can you see it? Remember, I'm always here for you, but I am only one person. But there are many ways to connect with me. And Kiran is the person to email. We've got soul magics, we've got mini readings, we've got personalized meditations. And of course, we have the app. The link is below. If you're needing any help to renew or become a member, it's also Christmas time. And we can do gift memberships, which is also in the link below. You can click on the link and click gift memberships and get a subscription for someone you love or care about for the app for a year. Kiran is the person to email with the right subject title at soulthirtythree@gmail.com. Okay, let's look at this week's Monday mantra. Just take a deep breath and just really feel the words now. I enter the stillness where truth rises. Release what's outdated. Realign with what honors my soul. And let clarity reveal what I can authentically stand by. Have a look at the thumbnail. I enter the stillness where truth rises, release what's outdated, realign with what honors my soul, and let clarity reveal what I can authentically stand by. So what are you standing behind and what are you standing for? Because as we enter December, cycles are completing and you are being called to decide what you are willing to stand for. This may mean quite literally backing a situation or a person, but it also means backing yourself. Backing yourself with your truth, your integrity, and your follow through. This is the proof of who you are becoming. The death and the rebirth energy is still strong, but the tone has shifted because what is meant for your future is approaching, and this week brings a final layer of shedding because of all that you have released, especially now we're going into the full moon. New opportunities may begin to appear, inviting you to consciously shape what you want your future to look like. Ask yourself honestly, is what's in front of me really what I want to move forward with? Divinely orchestrated events and synchronicities are still aligning, so pay attention to those messengers, and they can only be seen when you're living truthfully, because when you're living in the truth, you can see, oh, that message has come up on this is coming up for me. Where might you have been avoiding your truth? Where might you be living a lie externally or internally? Is that really where you want to be? There are bigger plans for you, but they require honesty. It's time to choose your direction, even if that choice is a single small step towards your truth. Your inner voice is speaking to you at the moment, so what's it saying? Actually, tell me, what is it saying to you? Get clear on what you are ready to cultivate, as the energies are already preparing the foundation for 2026. Things are happening now to liberate you. It might not feel like a liberation, but it's that freedom that's coming. If you are viewing certain experiences through the lens of persecution, consider, what if this is coming up to free me? I just can't see it yet. The horse archetype still coming in, rides into the week. I've been seeing it through my meditation, inviting you on a journey of forward momentum, guided by beauty and the paradox of stillness within movement. Move with intention, feel deeply, think carefully in your relationships that you're in or engaging in. Do you know who you are really with? Do you know who you are standing behind? Do you know who you are backing? And put forward your most honest, open, and uplifting face, not a mask, but the truthful, joyful, aligned version of you, because you might be able to draw people to you, but is it from a place of truth? And are you being drawn to people because they are putting on a mask and being false, or is it because their truth is matching your truth? December begins with an invitation to acknowledge and complete the cycles, embracing life with mindful, energetic approach without the need to rush. And this full moon that we've got in Gemini sets a tone for release and the integration of lessons from the past. Spiritual growth, love, relationships, and authentic self-expression are highlighted. The themes of the week: take an enthusiastic approach to your life. Be cautious against moving too quickly without self-reflection, but pause to ensure that your actions align with deeper purpose before taking a leap of faith. Forgiveness is going to be important this week, releasing all that no longer serves you, trusting in divine support, allowing that divine guidance to come through, focusing on your passions, devotions, love, and meaningful relationships, reconnecting with what and who you love, healing and recharging energy, star beings coming through. These other mythical creatures have been coming through, nature spirits communicating with us as messengers. Consider the gentle types of energy practices, your meditation. This is why we've got a new meditation up on the app for this week. Reiki, any energy healing, just being out in nature, whatever resonates with you. Clarity of vision. Pay attention to what you see, literally and symbolically. Where do your eyes go? Reduce any digital strain also. I know we can all get caught up on social media, but this week we want to go back to that pause because there's stillness and movement. Oh, I forgot I'd written this. Animal guides and connection. So after my goose situation, so they may bring guidance, comfort, or messages about your path with animal encounters. The energy of the sage comes in this week. Devotion, commitment, and wisdom. So this energy of making aligned, wise choices before you take a leap of faith as we transform with the snake spirit. So if you look on the thumbnail, What am I doing? And that snake represents many things. So what does it represent for you? Energetic evolution and activations. There's DNA upgrades going on at the moment. Compassion and authenticity. And this is like acting, speaking with truth, honoring who you are at your core and your authentic self. Encourage and practice patience, encouragement and patience. Use patience as practice as we go through this life to slow time down. And your life force energy is being cultivated, that passion for purpose, and you focusing your attention and action on what resonates with you. So the shedding of the old patterns, you can read more in depth on Facebook or on the app console on the main homepage where the full Monday mantra is written. But the shedding of the old patterns, passion into intentional action and being devoted, committed and grounded. Spirit said, make wise choices. With this full moon in Gemini, it could affect communication, clarity and connection, but not in a muffled kind of way, in a duality, because the Gemini is the two, the light and the shadow coming in, the balance between thought and feeling. So with the energy in the moon phase, it's clarity, truth, revelation, creative, relational energy, deepening your connections with people, spiritual lessons, being adaptable, letting go and releasing, and allowing yourself to really discern what is real and what is illusion. And as you go through the week, just know that, on December 8th, Mars is in Sagittarius and it squares Saturn in Pisces. So it brings this test of discipline, like a sage, their discipline with their spiritual practices. It's that patience and action. This aspect encourages us to channel energy wisely. It's like we're filling ourselves up with energy right now that is going to be utilized when you've found your passion to move forward with. So integrate, reflect, release, and intentional action, because there are things that are being broken down for completion, for you to be able to pause and reflect, to liberate yourself from what's no longer serving you. So your action this week is to be aware of what you are letting go of and what you are breaking the cycle of, because not everything is breaking to restrict you. Okay, we're going to integrate everything. So take a moment to close your eyes and feel these words. As you enter into this week with stillness, you allow truth to rise, and through death and the old shedding, there will be a rebirth, a golden opportunity for you to open your heart and feel what the world, what the universe is sharing with you profoundly, because everything is happening for your freedom, for your liberation, and things are always breaking down. But what is through the cracks, what is coming in through the cracks, is the momentum for you to cultivate the seeds of growth with what is most important to you. And you need to trust your inner voice and your deep connection, because there are synchronicities taking place to help you choose your direction. And just be mindful that you're putting on your most honest face and that you are not being deceived in any way or deceiving. Trust that each trial can lead you into your transformation. And your voice, that truth of who you are, is where you're going to see who is there for you and who is not. But there is a bridge being built. There is a horse and a rider coming to take you to so much more. And there is something and someone that stands by you. Whether you want to stand by it or not, that is your choice. Remember, I'm always here for you. Email Kiran if you need any help, any of the services. I'll be pretty much doing all the things during Christmas. So please don't feel like you're alone. Homework will be going up, all of those things. So go onto the app, pull your cards, share in the community chat, share below in the comments. And I will see you all next week. And email Kiran at soulthirtythree@gmail.com. Have a wonderful week. Your Monday mantra is, I enter the stillness where truth rises, release what's outdated, realign with what honors my soul, and let clarity reveal what I can authentically stand by.